So welcome back. It's been a while. I've gotten some work done, but I'm not the greatest video editor, so it takes me a while to get this part done. We've been working on just all the loose connections and getting some of the accessories off. That's mostly all done. Right here, what we're doing in a lot of the first half of this video, you'll see that we spent a lot of time really making sure that everything was labeled correctly. I didn't know for sure if I would need that, but now I'm really glad we spent the time to do all of that. So whenever you're doing a project, even if you don't think you're going to need it, I think it's worth the time to label everything so you know exactly where it's supposed to go, and if you have to put it back together, you can do that. And I didn't always label everything exactly how it's, what the official name is. Sometimes I'd put this goes on the left side because I didn't know what it was or whatever. But as long as you can understand it and read it, I think that's important. We had a good time. The kids like to write all the labels for me. So that's how they participated. So here's where we are. I think I have all of the electrical things disconnected. Here you can see, well, maybe. I've got the wiring harness all disconnected and laid over to this side. Virtually every single connector broke on the way open. Here's an example. You can see the little tabs on the other side broke. I'm sure there's better ways to get those off, and I know they make some tools for some of these. I don't have those. But hopefully I don't have to renew or reuse them, and that everything will work transferring over from the donor car. But everything, I think, is disconnected and labeled just in case. Well, I guess in case I have to put it back, but also just so I know where everything goes. So I think the next thing to do is to remove the drive shaft. Alright, so I've never actually taken a drive shaft out before, but in theory, the way I understand it, there's 4 bolts right there just ahead of the differential, the rear differential that we're looking at. This is a 2-wheel drive truck. So just these 4 bolts are holding the U-joint on, which I should be able to drop the drive shaft out and just slide the whole thing back and out of the transmission. We'll see if that works. So this is a 1/2 inch nut here. See if I can even break it loose. Not terrible. Not entirely easy though either. I don't know if this has ever been done in the life of the truck. Ooh, that one was actually loose already. That doesn't make you feel good. That one wasn't all the way tight either. A hard time getting it on there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So, in theory, what? Yep.
How'd you just pull it back? You just pull it out of the transmission? Oh, it's leaking.
Can you grab the drip pin? Okay, so here's a tip for you.
Wait, where's the drip pin?
Drain the transmission fluid before you pull the drive shaft. There's your tip. So now what I did is I had my youngest, the little man, he came out and helped me, and we put these little wheel dollies underneath the front wheels and tires. They're not super tall, but I'll tell you, the extra 2 or 3 inches that they give you off the ground felt rather luxurious and also quite a bit safer than having it up on jacks or jack stands. So it was really worth it. I don't really intend to move them around on it, but it was nice to have the extra room. So I wanted to bring you underneath to show you kind of what's been going on underneath. It's hard to video and do the work at the same time. But I finally got the exhaust fitting undone on the passenger side. Had to take the starter out to get to it, but I got that undone. I probably could have cut it, but I didn't think I could get anything in there to cut it. So I got that done. You can see this is the downpipe from the passenger side, correction, from the driver's side. It's been modified. At some point it was cut and re-welded not very well. It's not even straight, and that caused that fitting to be kind of cockeyed, and I think that's where my exhaust leak was coming from. So, but we got that undone. The other side is undone as well. Let me slide you over there. So that's the driver's side. It's all undone. I've also got the transmission attachment for the shifter all unhooked and clear. The drive shaft is out. So all I have holding the transmission in are these 2 bolts right there on the cross member, and so those will have to come out, and then the engine mounts sit right up in there, so those will have to come out. We're getting close.